Hi everyone, it's Cindy. Welcome back to Studioloo. So we are here today with day number 5 of Junk Journal January, and our prompt is daily log. So I am making tags today, as with I've been doing this whole challenge. So I started with these log sheets. These are log sheets from a time in my life that was not particularly fun, when I had gestational diabetes when I was pregnant. So these are like log sheets to basically record all of your thumb pricks and everything you eat and what your blood sugar is at all times, because of course when you're pregnant and you get gestational diabetes, because women's bodies get all hormonally cuckoo, and sometimes that can happen. And because I have diabetes in my family, I was at a higher risk for it. So you have to keep track of these things, or else you can permanently get diabetes, or you can pass it on to your baby, all those fun things. So good news is all of those things were pretty much avoided. Babies are healthy and happy. So I did a lot of work during that time. So I'm going to use these as the background, part of the background for these tags. And I'm going to use this beautiful account from a ledger from 1942 that Mary Ellen sent me as part of the Defemember scraps. Oh, it's so yummy. It's hard to use it, honestly, but I want to use it. That's what it's here for. So let's go ahead and we're going to just pull some of it off. And we're going to glue it down. We're not going to think too hard. Where is my glue? I may need to go get glue because I've been helping my daughter. We're doing a project. Oh, here it is. We're doing a project on Kwanzaa because she has to complete a holiday project while she's on holidays about the holidays, and the teacher randomly chose like a holiday for each of the kids to learn about, and so she's learning about Kwanzaa, and therefore so am I. I did not know a lot about Kwanzaa, as I don't have any African heritage in my family, but I was quite happy to be learning about it, that there are 7 kind of principles of Kwanzaa, and they're all very cool, like community kind of principles, and basically they're like how to be a good unified community member and work together, and lots of really great things. So I think it will be a great thing to learn more about. I'm not doing so well at the Swahili pronunciations, but I'm sure that they will forgive me on that one. I think I'll get away with it. My daughter said to me, "Do you think I'm going to have to say these words?" I said, well, I think we can get some phonetic, we'll get the phonetic sounds and we'll put them on your project so that it'll make it easier for you, and if the other kids also want to try to pronounce them. And then you can also ask in your class or in your school if anyone with African heritage speaks any Swahili, because it's very possible. My child goes to a very diverse school, so hopefully there's somebody there who can kind of add, a little further on to what she's learning. That'd be nice. So I'm just going to tear this up. I'm going to make it part of all of these. So we'll have a little tag family here, kind of. They'll have some connection to one another. I am having a super busy day, both working on that project with my daughter and working, because I have a bunch of preparation work to do today, and I have a really hard to define thing that I have to do because I don't know the technical aspects of what I'm asking for, and nobody's being particularly helpful. So I get to be the fun person who's like, okay, we're scheduling a meeting because I need to understand what the heck I'm doing here, guys. All right, so I think before I collage these, I'm going to back all of them because they're a little flimsy. This paper is very flimsy. We can use some of my misprinted Kwanzaa paper that I was trying to print out the Kwanzaa letters for her to color in. And for some reason, like an Sobeys ad popped up right in front of this worksheet, and it's from like getcoloringpages.com. It's like a free coloring pages website where you can get coloring pages about all different kids like stuff. So that was weird. Other than that, my husband is out shipping packages for the shop. Now that finally my shipper is open again, so I use a really good shipping service called Chit Chats. They are a Canadian company that like helps to save on the cost of shipping, which is exorbitantly high with Canada Post. And they sort of like negotiate a better deal for us to be able to ship. It's not like, you know, incredibly better, but it is a lot better than what you would pay if you were to just go to Canada Post. But the best thing I like about it, and if you've ever bought anything from me, from my Etsy shop, you know, like it's a very good shipping service. It's fast, and it's most importantly, they've never lost any of my hundreds of packages, knock on wood, that I've shipped with them. So if you have a small business, please check them out. It will be revolutionary for you. The best thing about it for me is that they have a portal that I can go into, and I have the history of all my shipments. I know what everything costs. I know what all my fees are. It's all very easy to read. And I have an affiliate link down below. So I'm not sponsored by them in any way, but if you sign up through my affiliate link, I will get a little like, you know, stipend discount on one of my shipments. It's not like a big influencer kind of thing. It's just something you can sign up for if you're a small business and you actually like them, which I do. I'm not here to just like talk about them. I actually use them on a daily basis for my shipments. And as someone who has had a business shipping things for many years and has had a few nightmares in the past, they give me a lot of a calm state of mind relating to shipping. And they're very good to deal with too. They're like super nice people that work in the branches. And they use all of the common shipment carriers like Canada Post and USPS for their shipping. It goes through the same hands. It's just, I don't know, it's almost like having a nice filter or a wrapper around your shipment that like makes it easier for you to track and take care of things and create your invoices and all that. It's really nice. Okay. Just get these all trimmed out. My daughter is currently taking her lunch break. She's like, "Oh, Mom, I need a break from all this work." And I said, "Do you tell your teacher that at school?" And you... These were never things that we really came up against with homeschooling, because it's kind of more of a flow schedule with homeschooling. Like I never stuck to too much of a schedule on most things. We just sort of did as we did. So it's a bit to get used to for sure, I think, for her. So I said, that's fine. I'm flexible. You can go have your break. I figured I would do some filming during my lunch break, because after my lunch break I have to get back to working. Okay. Better. So I did grab a few things out of my Tuesday 10 bin, my upscale scraps bin. So I've got this little square of this beautiful blue thistle, 49 in Market Scraps, this little lit up moth. This is from an art book, just a pretty building. Oh, and then I had this that I wanted to try to use up too. It's like a old packaging. We'll see if we can use that. This is a couple of misprinted pages from my kit that I just put out. This is a pretty flower, some little girls from this is from an old book, like 1889 children's wear styles. This is from one of my old kits from my journal together kit on my Patreon. And this is Graphics Fairy Forest Children. So, let me see here. Do I have anything else logbook? One second. I did have something I wanted to try to use. In my very archaic scraps. Sorry. Just give me 2 seconds. Okay, I found it. It was this bit of calendar that I knew I had hanging around. So, we can use that because, you know, a calendar is kind of like a daily log, right? I would say it's a daily log. Let's use that on this thing with some of this paper too, maybe. This is a 49 and Market scrap that I have left over. So, glue this down. Okay. This is a little thick, but I think it will be good. Let's tear it down. Okay, good background. And then I think I'll just trim some off the bottom. And then I don't know if I can maybe cut out this little bit that's in the back to kind of preserve that little hanging folder kind of thing, a little hang me on a peg. The circle is the tricky part. Sorry if I'm scaring anybody with how I'm cutting. I promise I'm not like cutting toward myself. I'm kind of going on an angle, if that makes any sense. So even if I were to kind of like jerk really fast, it wouldn't head for me. I promise, Mom. Okay, we need another cut on the bottom. Oops. That's not tight enough though. I do always have a little bit of danger in what I'm doing. There we go. Good. And then I'm going to cut a little off the top where I left the gap there. Perfect. Now we need focal points and things. Is there anything useful on here? Lots of little Victorian kind of bits and bobs. I think some of down here might be good. But I don't know if it'll be for this project or not. So, let's begin. So this is from my recent kit, the Nature Phenology kit, and it was a misprint, and I forget why, but it was. So we're going to just cut out these flutterbys. like that. And I might use this Ralph Waldo Emerson on here, actually, to just add to the focal point. Okay. Just gonna ink around these. And then we will glue our butterfly down. I'm going to cover the mushroom. I guess I'm going to cover one of them either way. That's fine. We'll just cover that one. I was watching a video from a Ukrainian artist that I follow on Instagram. I mean, it was all very harrowing. She was documenting the bombing that's gone on since New Year's Day from Russia bombing Ukraine. And, you know, it's enough dealing with how Israel and Palestine, how that's making us all feel. And then, you know, not to forget that Ukraine is still also under attack. And it's just so frustrating. She was showing how Kyiv was being just hit really, really terribly since New Year's Day. And why am I talking about this? It was in the context of mushrooms, because she is a really lovely nature kind of loving person, and she has all these beautiful images of like herself hiking outside and in the amanita mushrooms and stuff, and documenting fairy circles. And you know, it's hard when you see the juxtaposition of such peace and tranquil enjoyment of nature from such a kind soul, only to realize that these very people, just like the Palestinian people, have been plunged into such a horrific reality. You know, I saw this beautiful 50% beautiful, 50% horrifying thing, you know, about Gaza in 2021, and you know, they were sharing beautiful images of their beach and their food market and all their beautiful food, and you know, their arts and things, and then they juxtaposed it against now, and I was just like, ugh, why? The greed in this world is just unfathomable for me. It's hard to deal with. And it makes you feel really hopeless, right? Like, there's small things we can do, and I certainly do them to the best of my ability, but it's really quite daunting to manage it mentally. I think that's why, I don't know, this year it was very hard to kind of make the holidays feel like the holidays. And for me, I don't know, I think most of us as adults, especially women, and also especially mothers, we kind of put ourselves last. And it's not out of like heroics or anything. It's just, you know, I look at my life and I think about the fact that I chose to bring children into this life. Not sure if my choice would be different today. I think it probably would be, to be honest. Not sorry at all for having had children. I'm very happy that I have them. But if I was starting fresh nowadays, I'm not sure that my decision would be the same. I think I'd have to be that me in that time to truly know. But yeah, it's pretty hard to watch the world hurt so much. But my job, and I remind myself on a daily basis, is to keep this world feeling magical for my children, because it is going to be left to them, and they will be here long after I am gone, hopefully, and it will become their job to sort of figure out how the next, X number of years will go. And I think that the kids, just like every generation, we all have an opportunity. We all have challenges, but we also have opportunities to make big changes. And I think that in the future, if we start to really revolutionize how we think, which I've seen happening. I mean, I was talking to my friends the other day a little bit about unlearning, and how much unlearning I have done as a parent, as a gentle parent who tries to be needs affirming. And I think if we all begin to vote better, elect better, and require better, that we're going to see the changes that we all hope for. I just think it takes a revolution. And that's what I'm hoping to see, honestly, is a lot of revolution. And I think we are seeing some. So I think like a lot of people kind of go through life not really invested in or interested in wanting to know a whole lot about, especially the bad things that go on in life, but then they get personally affected somehow, and that's the spark for a lot of people. I mean, it's unfortunate that that's what it requires, because the hurting of others should matter to us enough to want to engage. But I think sometimes, there's a lot of internalized bias and things like that, why we don't engage, or we don't know how to engage. But I do think at the end of the day, we all have like a common, not all of us, but hopefully most of us have a common desire for peace and equality for every single person, no matter where they are from or what they believe. As somebody who is absolutely non-religious, that's what I want for people. I just wish that people saw things differently a little bit more, including their religion, because I think sometimes the way that people focus on the belief they have of the future, they forget to focus on the present and what they have now and why they should protect it and take care of it. Kind of feels like a distraction to me sometimes. But that's just an opinion from one little person on the internet. So don't let it upset you. Because I certainly mean it with no malice at all. I think it's like anything else in life. If we lose sight of what's important, we pay a price for that. Maybe we'll put one of these little folks here. Maybe this little one with the balloon. She's quite sweet. Okay, we'll leave a little of the ground there because she can be in the foreground. I swear this is the nicest time during the day to just get to sit and do a little of this, because I have so much else to do that I don't want to do. I'm ready for like the restfulness of the holidays to be over, but I'm not ready to like pack that load of things that I've got to do again back on my back. Yeah, she's cute there. I also need to empty my dye pot. I dyed some beautiful wool yesterday that I want to get dry and get spinning it. Husband dyed some beautiful blue paper for me. I'm also trying to decide what journal I want to make next. I'm thinking a little bit about making a storybook journal using this book, Rainy Day Magic by Marie-Louise Gay. And I love her illustration style. She's so wonderful. So I think that's the direction I'm headed. Maybe a little stamp from this 49 and Market sheet. Slowly but surely I am using things up. I had a super annoying administrative thing to do this morning, but I got it done. I was happy with myself. I got this weird, so I don't know about you, but I have all these kind of alerts that happen on my various cards when transactions happen, and I got an alert about a particularly high amount being charged on my credit card in the middle of the night, and I was like, what is going on? So I logged in and checked it out in the morning, and it was my web host, and they made some kind of administrative snafu error, and they basically charged me, little old me, for their top web hosting package that some large corporation would, pay for. And I'm like, what is this? So yeah, we got that figured out. I was going to have a heart attack, and the guy who helped me online was really good though. And he was like, oh, it seems like maybe, when they were updating the system, they put you in for a different blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, well, I need this resolved immediately, please. Because that's a lot of money that I don't want sitting on my credit card. So he said, I will get a hold of billing right away and I'll issue a refund. And I'm like, okay, thank you. So now I just got to wait for that to go through. And I thanked him and told him he mitigated my heart attack. So my friends, I just took a little break there. I totally forgot my kettle has arrived, so we can actually also do our tea element of today. So let me get my cup and my little, I have a Bodum today, a little French press instead of my little Teopia teapot. I miss Teopia. It was such a good little store. I don't know if you are all familiar with Teopia, but it was a little store that had these amazing little tea kettles that you would sit them on top of your cup like this and they would just pour the tea through. It was really great. I have a couple of them, thankfully. So my friend Mary Ellen from Red Parrot has saved me with my foibles of the tea calendar, because she's like, just keep it upright. Don't lay it down and then they won't all fall. So we love her. She's genius. Now I know we did one. So you know what I should do? When I do them, I'll turn them backwards so that I know that I did them. So we did one. We did number 2. I think we left off on number 3 because I didn't do this every single day because there's more days than there are teas, and also I needed to wait for my new kettle. So here is number 3, and today we have, oh, I'm gonna like this one, Simply Hibiscus. I am a major hibiscus fan. I used to always drink this tea that was called Ruby Mist, and it was made by the Stash Tea Company, and I just love hibiscus tea. I just love that it's like tangy and fruity kind of, and also it's nice because you can blend it with like rose hip, and it's just really good. So let's take a look. Oh, it looks very lovely and floral. It smells wonderfully hibiscusy. We'll pop it in there. And let's pour this lovely thing. It should turn red. Am I steaming you up? Okay, so we'll let that do its little thing for a bit. Put our little stopper in there and set it over here. I'll put the kettle away and we'll continue making. Okay, so back to work. We were cutting out this fairy. need a fussy cut intern. There we go. Okay, so let's glue that fairy down. Okay. Good. Then I'm going to take these little flowers from the 49 and Market tear sheet. Those. I need to take out my recycle bin. It is so full. So maybe I'll cut this into a tag first, so I kind of get an idea of what space I have to work with here. Put that there. I think maybe this one we'll put down here. Then, not that. This little snippet here from my Journal Together kit. And then I'll probably stitch something to the top of that, so I'm not going to worry too much about it feeling a little empty, because I will stitch around all of these at the end here, because I just feel like they really owe themselves some stitching. They seem like they'll go good with stitching, I should say. Just ink up these white areas here, as well as the edge. Okay, and then the back, of course. Alrighty, so let's take a look at what we've got here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tags that need stitching. So I will stitch those, and then we will review the tags and the tea. Okay, we are back. So let's go ahead and we will pour this lovely hibiscus tea in its beautiful cherry red color. It's just such a happy little tea. I love it. Okay, now let's review these tags. Yum, yum, yum. Citrusy, good. I think this is, I'm going to give it a 5 out of 5 because I love hibiscus tea. So here's number 1, add a little lace up top. Number 2, added a little bit of blue fabric, little clustery bit of pinks and stuff up here. Number 3, 4, some velvet and some floral. 5, number 6, just some blue. This was a little ribbon from a bonnet that I made for my daughter when she was a baby. And that was what, number, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and number 6 is just a little bit of eco-printed fabric up here. So I had fun making these, and hopefully you enjoyed seeing them made. That is it for today, so I will talk to you next time. Go have yourself some tea and have a lovely day. Bye for now.